up to a whopping 19 for today. So I would imagine we've got fireplaces still going strong. 19 degrees, and we're only at 11 right now, so it is chilly. Scattered lake snows, we've been seeing them all morning, but they're ending. More sunshine. And then the good news is that we have a nice warm-up coming in by the end of the week, and we'll have the 7 forecast for you coming up on 7 News at noon. Well, we are pretty excited because today is actually day 2 of Kwanzaa. Fabulous celebration, and as a matter of fact, the group who we have here today celebrated last night performing at the Langston Hughes Center. And the Njozi Poets are with us. We're going to talk about the significance of what Kwanzaa is all about. Then we're actually going to get a performance, and you guys performed last night, so we're getting 2 real quick. Nice to have you here from the end. Why don't you introduce yourself?
James J. Cooper III.
James?
Howard F. Smith.
Takiyah Nur Amin. Takiyah.
Takiyah and?
Antari Ali Galt.
All right, Antari. All right, Takiyah, we have a beautiful table here with some things that signify Kwanzaa. Why don't you tell us what they are?
Well, when Kwanzaa was developed in 1966 by Dr. Maulana Karenga as a celebration for African Americans as well as for people of African descent throughout the diaspora, he felt it necessary to have some symbols that would mesh with the overall values orientation of Kwanzaa. We begin with makeka, or the straw mat, which is the foundation. It symbolizes the idea that everything that we do must rest on a strong foundation.
Okay.
On top of the makeka, we have the kanara, or candle holder.
And that's a big one.
Yes, this is actually the grand kanara that we use in the community celebrations, and it holds the mashuma saba, or 7 candles, which correspond to the 7 principles and 7 days of Kwanzaa.
Now, do I understand that Kwanzaa is actually a Swahili word?
Kwanzaa is a Kiswahili word that means first fruits. It's similar to the first fruits or harvest celebrations that are happening in West Africa at this time.
Interesting. Okay.
We also have the mazao, or crops, which represent the symbolic harvest of our good deeds and positive actions throughout the year. We have the Bendera ya Taifa, or the African Liberation Flag, which was given to us by the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey in 1922. We also have the vibunzi, or corn, and the corn symbolizes children. And even if you don't have children, it's important to have at least 1 ear of corn on your Kwanzaa table, symbolizing the idea that everyone is someone's child, and that there's always the potential for children. We also have the unity cup, or the kikombe cha umoja, from which libation is poured during the ceremony. And during Kwanzaa, people often want to know, do you get gifts? And we do. But the emphasis during Kwanzaa is that the gifts be books or heritage symbols, so that the receiver is able to educate themselves and have an overall better understanding and connection to their culture.
Okay, Takiyah, what about the colors of the candles?
Now, the colors of the candles are red, black, and green. These come from our Bendera ya Taifa, or our African Liberation Flag. Red symbolizes blood or struggle. Black represents African people wherever they may be, and green represents land and wealth, with the idea being that struggle must come before riches and wealth.
Okay, now, does each candle represent a day?
Yes, yes. On the first night of Kwanzaa, we light the black candle for umoja, or unity. For the subsequent evenings, we go black, then red, green, red, green, red, green, corresponding to umoja, kuti chagulia, Ujima, Ujima, Nia, Kuumba, and Imani, or the 7 principles.
And the principles, like today, for example, today is day 2, that would be self-determination.
That's Kuji Chagulia in Swahili, which means self-determination, and is the 2nd night of Kwanzaa.
So would we have a Kwanzaa celebration, let's say, before dinner?
Yes, in my family, this is something that I've grown up with. Before dinner or before we go out for the community celebration, we would gather around our Kwanzaa table, light the principles for the day, reflect and meditate on what it is each of us had done to sort of actualize that principle throughout the year.
So in essence, it's really not religious.
No, Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday. It is a cultural holiday. I know many people who are Christian or Jew or Muslim who celebrate Kwanzaa every year.
Yeah. Why not?
Yes.
You know, I mean, they're wonderful, very positive messages.
Yes, yes.
You know, good things to think about at the beginning of a new year.
Exactly, exactly. Kwanzaa was developed with a strong emphasis towards values orientation. And the idea that these ideas we celebrate during Kwanzaa, but all year.
Now, these folks entertained last night, and all this week we're going to be celebrating Kwanzaa on this show, and there will be certain celebrations all over Western New York. But when we come back, the Njozi Poets will be performing for us. So there you go. By the way, tonight there is a performance at the African American Cultural Center on Maston Street by the AACC Dance and Drum Troupe from 7 to 9 p.m. So entertainment when we come back. Please stay right where you are.